What is going on, guys? My name is Dustin. Welcome back to the channel. This is really weird because I'm using my phone because my main setup where I do like all my editing and everything with my camera is overrun with stuff for a yard sale. So yeah, it's just more convenient for me to film on my phone right now. But it's the end of the month, guys. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you everything I got. Not a lot. 3 books and some movies. So we're going to go ahead and get into it with the books first and then get into the movies. I cannot believe we are at the end of July. It's crazy. My wife's birthday was on the 26th, and then on the 28th was my son's first birthday. So it was a very busy month, a very expensive month, and I really didn't get a lot because of that. So really cut back this month, which is, it's good, honestly, for me. It's funny, I wasn't going to get any books because I was like, my list of books to read is massive, and there's just no way I'm going to be able to fit any more books in because there's so many I need to read. However, this app I use called Pango Books, I had earned some Pango Bucks, which is like their credit type thing, and I got 3 books, but one of them, well, 2 of them, I guess, are more for my wife, but I'm going to read 2 of the 3, if not all 3. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get into them. They're all Stephen King. You guys know how I feel about Stephen King. The first one here is called The Outsider. Looks really cool. I read the synopsis to my wife, and she was like, I want to read that. So she's going to be diving into this book probably here real soon. Next up, this one got me really excited to read, and that is The Institute. One thing that really gravitated me towards this is the artwork on the front. And from what I gathered, if you're a fan of Stranger Things, this reminds me heavily of Stranger Things. Like the plot about these kids that get taken to this facility, they get kidnapped from their house, and all these kids have like special powers like telekinesis, telepathy, things like that. So I'm really excited to get into this at some point in time. If I don't get to it this year, it will be definitely an early read next year. And then this is one I picked up from my wife. This is more of like a love novel, love story with Stephen King with a little bit of horror. You know, it's Stephen King after all. And that is Lissy's Story by Stephen King. And this book underneath this cover is absolutely gorgeous. It's actually really cool. Like you can take off the dust jacket and it's just, I think, really, really cool. But I picked this one kind of with my wife in mind, and I thought this would be the one that she'd want to read first. But yeah, she chose The Outsider, so we got Lissy Story. So that's it for the books. Now let's go ahead and get into the movies. A lot of stuff in here that I'm excited about, even some new releases, and then some Steelbooks that I found at my local Walmart for an incredible price, and I had to pick them up because they were just too good to pass up. And my wife and I were back there a couple days ago, and I went to see if they had any other Steelbooks there in the clearance section. They were all bought up. So I feel like I found them at a really, really good time, and I'm glad I picked them up when I did. So let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, I got to grab one more thing. 2 of these were gifts that I'm going to show you. I did not purchase these. The first one is, it was just a slipcover. I have like the Blu-ray for Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. You guys saw this for like my Terror Vision Black Friday haul. But Terror Vision actually released a slipcover, like an alternate slipcover, and it is this right here. And it looks so good. Purple is my favorite color, and I think like blue and purple and like pink, like that kind of Miami Vice colorway, I think looks so good on anything, and just to have it on this is really cool. So I still haven't watched this movie, but now to have like a slipcover for it, because like all my other Terror Vision titles that I have a slipcover, this one didn't. So super happy now to have a slipcover variant for this movie. Because there's certain, like, I'm not like a big slipcover person, but there's certain things that I like the slipcovers, like Vinegar Syndrome, I really like them. Terror Vision, I really like them, but other than that, I couldn't really care less. And like the Vestron video titles, I really like when they do the slipcovers for those. Next up, from Terror Vision, we have a double feature here. We have Video Violence and Video Violence Part 2. From what I've seen, these are just crazy, over the top, gory, practical effect, super low budget movies, which I'm really into. Like, my wife would definitely never watch these. This is something I will watch on my own time, but nonetheless, it's still a really cool release. I really like it. Terror Vision is incredible when it comes to quality. Like, if you've ever considered them and you were just kind of on the fence, I can honestly tell you from firsthand experience to do it. I have, like, this is my 5th Terror Vision title. So, yeah, really, really like what Terror Vision's doing. Next up, this was a find at Walmart. You know, every once in a while they come out with like exclusive slipcovers, and they did one for a movie that I've been really wanting, and I've been wanting to add it for quite some time to my collection, and I've just put it off, and I finally pulled the trigger because this was only like $7.50, and we have Mars Attacks. I don't really care too much for the slipcover, and it says like WB Iconic Moments there at the top of it. Again, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, it's very just, I think, plain. The color's cool, though, and then you have the standard Blu-ray underneath. It doesn't come with anything like a digital code or anything like that. It's just the Blu-ray release with a slipcover. Next up, this is a new movie that came out, and this is one that I've heard nothing but good things about, and my wife and I watched it. We've kept up with a lot of the horror movies that come out this year and with the releases, like Night Swim and Imaginary. I kind of like Night Swim. My wife didn't care for it. We both kind of digged Imaginary. I thought the bear at the end was like really dumb. Like, it was just like, it could have been so much cooler. And then this movie, Abigail, came out. And when I tell you, this is the most fun I've had with a movie in a really long time, I'm being genuine about that. This movie, it kind of starts off almost like a whodunit type thing, but then Abigail just has a field day, and the ending was like not what I expected at all. But this movie was just stupidly fun. From start to finish, you're hooked in. It had a lot of funny moments. It had a lot of like, there's like actually a couple parts that are kind of scary. But other than that, I mean, like, it wasn't anything that's like going to give you nightmares, nothing like that. But just a stupidly fun movie. I highly recommend checking out Abigail if you haven't. If you're on the fence, do yourself a favor, watch it. It is so fun. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the Steelbooks. I have 4 of them here. So the first 3 I'm going to show you are the ones that I found on clearance at my local Walmart. First up here, we have a Blu-ray Steelbook for Man of Steel. It's a very generic, plain Steelbook. There's really nothing to it. Like, the artwork isn't anything too crazy. It does come with 3 discs, though. You get the DVD, the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray special features. So there's that. Again, it's nothing like super insane. And it was, I think, like $8, which I think people have probably found this in the $5 bin, but it was, again, not a lot of money for a Steelbook for a movie that I feel like is pretty underrated. I really like Man of Steel. I haven't watched it in quite some time, so I do need to revisit it. But I do remember finding this movie pretty all right. And for $8, it's a cool Steelbook. Next up, this is a movie that released, I think, either last month or 2 months ago at this point. And this was also on clearance for $11. This retailed for, I believe, $25. And that is Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kickboxer. I've almost picked this up a couple times. One of my friends, Mike, really likes this movie a lot. I think it's his favorite Van Damme movie, actually. And he was like, you need to watch it. You need to get it. It's so cheesy and so 80s and so good. And I just happened to come across it for way below retail price. So it was like over half off. And yeah, this Steelbook is actually really, really nice. It is a Lionsgate Steelbook, so no slipcover or anything like that, but it just has like the original artwork on the inside, like on the inside of the slipcover. It's or inside of the Steelbook. It's nothing too crazy, but this movie was fun. It was so stupid and fun. And then probably the biggest find, and this is actually going to be sent to Trav, because Trav wants to buy this off me. This Steelbook broke the internet when it came out. It sold out at Best Buy. People were selling it on like eBay and Mercari for over $150, and there's people paying that price for this Steelbook. It was definitely one of the biggest movies of last year, without a doubt, and that is Oppenheimer. This is the 4K Steelbook, and I found this at Walmart for $16. $16. I couldn't believe it. I had to pick it up, and I already have like the standard 4K, and I was telling Trav about it on our last podcast episode, and he was like, would you like sell it? And I was like, do you want it? And he was like, yeah, man, I'll buy it off you. And I was like, cool. So this is going to be going out to Trav. But this Steelbook is incredible. It is so good. There is a 4K digital code in here, which I'll give to Trav. I already, like I said, I own the standard 4K, so I have no use for it. But you know, you have the Blu-ray, the 4K, and then the Blu-ray special features as well. I kept the J card in here. I don't know what special features there are on it. I didn't look. Trav will have to check it out and tell me. But this was a really good movie. You definitely have to be like kind of like a history fan to really appreciate it for what it is, and be into like kind of those type of movies. I found it really entertaining. My wife, however, didn't care for it. But it's not her speed. And then last but not least, the Steelbook I have been chasing down since May, and I finally got it. And it took me trading. I play disc golf, for those of you that don't know. It took me trading a disc that my friend has been hounding me for probably the last 3 years. And I was like, look, you find me this Steelbook, I'll give you the disc. He found me the Steelbook. Basically, he gave me the money to buy the Steelbook, and I gave him the disc. And that is the Crow 4K Steelbook. This is absolutely incredible. I watched this movie. I actually had my friend Eric watch it with me. He's never seen The Crow. He watched it for the first time, and he really, really enjoyed it. It's crazy because like I bought this secondhand, brand new, like from a resale market, and it's actually, I think from like Sweden. Like it's from Sweden. Like it has a little Swedish flag. And there's the inside. Obviously, the 4K being region free, I was able to watch it. So that's really cool. But I'm super happy to own The Crow with Brandon Lee. I'm excited to see what they're doing with Bill Skarsgård in the new one. But guys, that is pretty much it. Like I said, 3 books, 3 movies. Nothing much. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. As always, I'll see you later in another video. Bye-bye.